everyone. My lovely wife and I are on our way to one of our favorite places to get fish for supper. And we're a little early. It's only not quite 5 yet, but we didn't have much of a lunch, so we're going to go get a little something to eat. But I thought I'd tell you a story about a camping trip I went on one time. And this was one time I got out of college. I used to go camping a good bit, but I never had anything ever more than just a little two-man tent. And tell you the story about the two-man tent. I was dating a really nice girl sometime. This was, it would have been about 3 or 4 years after I gotten out of college. And we decided one time we wanted to go camping. Now I had a little black pickup truck that I was driving, but I didn't have a camper top on it or anything like that on the back. So we decided we'd go camping. It was I think it was a Friday, probably Friday after work. And she got off, I got off, and we said, okay, well, let's go. And it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours minimum to get to the campground we wanted to go to up in the mountains. And so we hopped in the car as soon as we got off work, and we'd already packed it the day before, hopped in the truck, and we hauled butt up there to the mountains. And we stopped and ate, and we stopped and shopped a little bit. We did a few little things on our way up there. And we got up there pretty late, and when we pulled into the campground, it was full. And we didn't have, there was no spaces left even for tent campers. And I was a little surprised. I didn't think it would be, but it was completely full. They wouldn't let us in. So we turned around to come back out, and about that time it starts to rain a little bit. And I asked her what she wanted to do, and she said, well, I want to camp. Can we find another place to camp? Well, there weren't any other campgrounds near us. This was off the Blue Ridge Parkway, and there weren't any other campgrounds right near us. It was going to be quite a while before to get to one, and I couldn't be sure that they weren't full too. So as we were coming out from the campground, there was I looked and saw a place up on the right. So we're going out, and it was a place that had been cut out for some power lines to run through. So it was just an open area. It wasn't really a road. In fact, there was a ditch there. You couldn't drive up in there, but it was a good wide little dirt road that we were on, and the ditch was fairly flat. And so I just kind of eased the truck over into the ditch real good, and stopped. And we both walked up there and looked, and it wasn't very smooth. It's a little bit rocky, but not too bad. We found kind of a spot that we thought would be kind of, excuse me, spot we thought that might be all right. And again, it's raining just a little bit. You know, not so bad that it's going to kill you, but raining just a little bit. Excuse me. So we're starting to get the tent out. Now, I had just bought this tent. I think if I remember right, it was a Eureka brand 2-person tent. Nice little cozy tent. And I had a 2-person sleeping bag. I don't remember if we had anything as way of an air mattress, or I think we must have had a couple of little foam pads or something to put down. But we had this Eureka tent. When I had just gotten it, I had not taken the time to even take it out of the package. And I never put one of these things together before, and it had these aluminum poles that are shock corded together. You know, they're supposed to be foolproof. And so I opened up the package, and all I had was a small flashlight, and so I handed it to her, and I dug through it, and I found the instructions, because when I unrolled the tent, I said, there's no way I can figure this out here in the rain. And we didn't have any place else but the little cab of this little small pickup truck. And so I should have got in the truck and sat and read the instructions, but I said, well, you know, hold the flashlight for me and I'll read the instructions. Well, she put the flashlight on the instructions, and that was bright enough for every bug and moth within 100 yards to make a beeline for us. And did I mention that she was scared of bugs? Every time a bug would come by and hit that paper or flip through there, she would go, ah! And she would shake the flashlight all over, and I couldn't see a damn thing. And I'm getting wetter and mad. Every bug that comes by, I'm getting wetter and madder and wetter and madder. And the instructions are melting in my fingers, just paper just melting, and I'm messing with these shock core poles and all this stuff. Oh man, I know it took me at least 20 minutes between all the light flashing and the bug chasing and the paper ripping and me trying to figure out how to find everything before I figured out how to lay the tent out and get the shock poles in place and get it all hooked down good. Well, finally get it up and open, and I say, okay, thank God. So we throw our pads in, we get the sleeping bag in there, get it all rolled in, lock the truck up, says we'll mess with everything else in the morning. So we crawled in there and got under the sleeping bag, and pretty soon we were asleep. Well, about 2 or 3 in the morning, that little bit of rain turned into a whole lot of rain. And since I had set it up on rocky ground and had done it in the dark and was so ticked off, I didn't do the old Boy Scout trick of, you know, where you're supposed to dig a little trench around your tent. I woke up and we were basically floating inside that tent. We were soaked. The sleeping bag was soaked, our clothes were soaked. Oh man, it was a hell of an experience. So we got up, went over to the truck, got off our wet clothes and put on the driest, warmest clothes we had, and went and got in the truck and turned it on, fired it up, and got it nice and warm in the cab, and got ourselves warm again, and ended up spending the rest of the night kind of sitting up in a little tiny compact pickup truck. And that was my camping experience. She and I never went camping again. And I don't know if that was her idea or my idea. But I did use that tent on other occasions, and it did a really good job. But I got there earlier and I was able to do it the right way. Did I mention I was a Boy Scout? I wasn't a very good Boy Scout, but anyway. Well, that was the story. I'm sure she remembers it to this day. I know I do. And wherever she is, I wish her well. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.